It's week 3 of the EPL and La Liga seasons, and there is one game that really stands out for me this weekend, and that game is between Liverpool and Arsenal. What an amazing game that's going to be. And in this video, I'll be giving you my prediction for that headline game, plus for many other exciting games coming up this weekend. There's a London derby between Chelsea and Fulham, a kind of northern derby as Leeds host Newcastle, Brighton are taking on Man City. In La Liga, Real Madrid are hosting Mallorca, and Barcelona, they're away against Rayo Vallecano this weekend. In this video, I'll be giving you my predictions for all those games and more. Plus, make sure you stick around to the very end of this video as I'll be sharing with you my top 3 predictions from all of this weekend's games. They're the predictions that I myself will be betting on. Last week, I got 8 of my 10 predictions correct, including an anytime goal scorer, and I'll be hoping to share the same accurate predictions with you again this week and every week of the footballing season. And so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos and the chance to start earning a more consistent profit from your passion of football, then before we kick off this week's games, why don't you hit that subscribe button? Welcome back to Panenka Predictions. Let's start off in London this weekend, where we have Chelsea at home against Fulham. Chelsea will want to pick up where they left off last week as they scored 5 unanswered goals away against West Ham to secure an emphatic 5-1 away win. They did concede first in that game though through a long-range pile driver from Paqueta, but they equalised soon after via a Joao Pedro header and then took the lead with Pedro Neto scoring after Chelsea won the ball high up the pitch with some high pressuring. And it was pretty much all Chelsea for the rest of that game, and they'll be keen to get another 3 points this weekend before that international break we all love. Fulham came from behind to earn a 1-1 draw with Manchester United in their last game, Smith Rowe getting the equaliser after some good team play. Man U eventually took the lead in that game from a deflected header after Bruno Fernandes missed the chance earlier on in the game from the penalty spot. They've drawn 2 from their first 2 now, Fulham, and will need to have luck on their side to come away with a point from this game, as I feel this current Chelsea team have a much better quality team and they're in better form right now, and they're playing at home as well, and for me Chelsea are the firm favourites to get the 3 points. However, I don't think it's going to be easy and they might actually need more than 1 goal to secure it. Therefore, for my prediction between Chelsea and Fulham, I'm going for Chelsea to score 2 or more goals. Manchester United take on Burnley at Old Trafford, hoping to get their first win of the season against the team who just got their first win last weekend at home against Sunderland. Man U failed to capitalise on their many chances against Fulham last weekend. Fernandes and Cunha the main culprits there, and they were left to rue those opportunities missed as Fulham equalised and that game finished 1-1. Burnley beat Sunderland 2-0 at home last weekend, but I really think the scoreline doesn't tell the full story. Sunderland, for me, they were the much better team in the first half and they missed a host of good chances to break the deadlock before Burnley did exactly that in the second half. I think of these 2 sides playing this weekend, Man U has probably been playing the better of the football so far, but they've just not been clinical when it comes to taking their chances. They were unlucky against Arsenal, they were unlucky you could say last weekend as well, but this weekend at home against Burnley, I think their luck is about to change. For my prediction for Manchester United at home against Burnley this weekend, I'm going for a Man U home win, but not by much. Tottenham take on Bournemouth in what promises to be a very entertaining encounter. Tottenham surprised many of us last weekend as they travelled north to take on Man City and then beat Man City 2-0 and fully deserve it as well. However, this weekend, will the Tottenham of last year, that one we're all so familiar with, will they make a reappearance in a home game that they're favourites to win? And they end up dropping some really valuable points. Bournemouth, they're never a team lacking in confidence, nor flair, nor very pacey and very skilled strikers, so they'll be confident of being able to take some points away from this game. They got their first win of the season at home against Wolves last weekend, and before that they played quite well at Anfield on the opening day. They did score 2 goals, but ultimately they lost that game 4-2 to the current EPL champions. A similar scoreline would not surprise me this weekend, as I see both teams playing an aggressive, high tempo and really attacking style of football. Tottenham, they're the home favourites to get the win here, but I'm not convinced just yet. So for my prediction between Tottenham and Bournemouth, I'm just going to stick with goals. I'm going for over 2.5 goals. Leeds United host Newcastle United this weekend, and Leeds will want a much improved result after last week's 5-0 away loss against Arsenal. To be fair, I don't think Leeds played that badly last weekend, but with just a few lapses in concentration at the back and a few scrappy goals and a penalty later, at this level, you're done 5-0. Newcastle came back brilliantly from a 2-goal deficit and with only 10 men to be drawing 2-2 at home with Liverpool last weekend, only to just lose it at the death, conceding a goal in the 10th minute of injury time. They played some great football against Liverpool, and if they actually had an out-and-out striker, like Isaac for example, they might have come away with a lot more from that game. And if Anthony Gordon didn't get a straight red card in that game, meaning he'll miss out on this game at Ellen Road, then I probably would have picked Newcastle to get the win this weekend. Fortunately for Leeds, Gordon's absence may give them a better chance of getting something out of this game. It's really hard for me to pick a winner in this game. I do still see Newcastle as the slight favourites to get the win here, but it's still early days and it will be really interesting to see how both teams respond after last weekend's results. So for my prediction between Leeds and Newcastle, I'm sticking with goals again. I'm going for over 2.5 goals between Leeds and Newcastle. Now it's your turn. Drop your prediction down below. And while you're down there,
title your sex tape.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join Panenka Predictions for weekly EPL and La Liga analysis. Brighton face Man City this weekend in a game where I think we're going to see quite a few goals. Brighton drew their first home game with Fulham 1-1, and then last weekend they lost 2-0 away at Everton, so they'll be hoping for an improved performance this week against a side that they did beat 2-1 in this same fixture last season. After Man City's strong opening performance against Wolves, Pep Guardiola and his boys, well, they just thought it would be business as usual when they took on Tottenham at home last weekend. How wrong were they? Tottenham outplayed City. They outsmarted City, and Tottenham fully deserved to come away with the 3 points against City. Will Manchester City be able to respond like a champion team should respond this weekend and get the necessary 3 points in what is still going to be a very tough match for them away at the Amex Stadium? They might. But honestly, if you saw Brighton come out and win this game, would you really be that surprised? I wouldn't. So therefore, instead, my prediction for Brighton at home against Manchester City, I'm going for both teams to score. And in the final game from the EPL this week, I've saved the very best till last. We have Liverpool at home against Arsenal. Now, this has got the makings of a seriously great game of football. Both teams come into this game on the back of impressive wins last weekend. Both teams are scoring for fun right now. But maybe one team, just maybe one team, seems a little bit more organised right now. And that team for me is Arsenal. They haven't conceded a goal so far. They haven't had to come from behind, and they haven't needed to score at least 3 goals to get the win. And maybe that little extra stability will help them come away with a positive result from Anfield in the last game before the international break. Liverpool, well, they've been entertaining their fans on their way to 2 wins so far this campaign, and they'll be hoping against Arsenal to make it 3 from 3. They stole the 3 points right at the death last weekend against Newcastle with a 16-year-old kid scoring after coming on as a 90-minute sub. He must have been super popular when he went back to school the next day. Liverpool have so much quality up front that against most teams this season, they're likely to score 2, maybe even 3 goals. However, against Arsenal this weekend, it's not going to be that easy. Especially now that Gabriel, who for me is the best central defender in the Premier League, is back and marshalling the Gunners' well-organised defence. My gut feeling for this game is that it's going to end up in a draw. My prediction, though, between Liverpool and Arsenal is going to be for both teams to score. That is my prediction. However, what is yours? Leave your scoreline and prediction down below and let's have a chat about it. In La Liga, Real Madrid host Mallorca this weekend, and they'll be looking to build on last week's very good performance, and in their second home game of the season, give the fans something to celebrate before the international break. Los Blancos, as expected, quite easily took all 3 points away at Oviedo last weekend, and although they face a more experienced and more organised Mallorca side this weekend, I think we're just in for more of the same. Xabi Alonso's team seem to be finding their feet and evolving as a team into the coach's new system. Against Oviedo, Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe both played brilliantly, scoring and setting up goals, and back in their home stadium in front of their home fans this weekend, they're definitely going to want to put on a show. Mallorca come into this game on the back of a 1-1 draw at home against Celta Vigo last weekend, where they managed to come from behind to secure a solitary point. That was their first point of the season so far, as prior to that they hosted and lost against Barcelona in the opening round, but they did play very well in that game. And they might put up a bit of a fight this weekend against Madrid, but I doubt it. This game for me is pretty crystal clear, and therefore my safest prediction for Real Madrid against Mallorca is going to be for a Real Madrid home win and for over 1.5 goals in the game. And also in Spain, we have Rayo Vallecano at home against Barcelona. Now this is going to be a great game to watch. Rayo, they lost 1-0 away at Bilbao last weekend thanks to a VAR penalty given in the second half. Rayo came close to opening the scoring a few times in the game, but just didn't have luck on their side. Prior to that, they beat Girona 3-1 away, and I really do like their chances of scoring in this game. I mean, even though Barca keep winning right now, they just haven't got their defense sorted. And Vallecano, they've scored at home against Barcelona in their last 7 games. So do not think that this is going to be an easy win for Hansi Flick's side. Barca, they were lucky to get the win in their last game against Levante as they came from 2 goals down, and in the 90-something minute, Lamine Yamal swings in a cross and it gets deflected in by a defender amidst all the chaos, and Barca come away with 3 lucky points. I think a similar game could be played out here. I do see Rayo scoring, I definitely see Barcelona scoring, and I also see one of the 2 teams scoring at least 2 goals in this game. And obviously I hope it's Barca. So for my prediction in the game between Rayo Vallecano and Barcelona, I'm simply going for over 2.5 goals. That's all my predictions for the last week before the international break. Please let me know any of your predictions for any of these games down in the comments, and let's see if we can have a chat and maybe we can reach some sort of agreement. And now for my top 3 predictions from all of this weekend's games. My third favorite predictions comes from the game between Vallecano and Barcelona, and I'm going for over 2.5 goals. My second favorite prediction is for Real Madrid to beat Mallorca and for there to be over 1.5 goals in that game. And my top prediction, my safest prediction for this weekend's games is for both teams to score between Liverpool and Arsenal. I'll be back in 2 quick weeks' time with another predictions video, and soon after that I'll be launching my Patreon channel, so make sure you're subscribed to Panenka Predictions so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Until then, enjoy the football, have a great couple of weeks, and I will see you again very soon.